Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. Let's go ahead and take another quick look here at Xcn Onyxcoin, because in my last update I was talking to you and anticipating a pump for the price to come here. So this is going to be a follow-up update on that. It's going to be a very quick one, but I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video by delicately tapping the like button. It will tell the YouTube algorithm that yes, this is short, but it's very much straight to the point, and this is exactly also what you need in moments like this. If you're new to the channel and you want to be seeing more and more of this Xcn updates, you're free to subscribe, but let me not just run my mouth too much here and get right into it. So we are taking a look at the chart on a daily time from here, and what we are realizing is that we have had this massive downtrend beginning of right around like January this year up until right around 12th of July. And this actually changed something here. It doesn't obviously feel like that, but there is a very clear break of the downward resistance right there. Ever since the price has calmed down a little bit here, but what it's doing is also very much encouraging to me, at least because we haven't dipped below this downtrend here. So it's very much clear at this point that the whole thing is extending as support, although it may not be as clear cut for a lot of people. But what you also recognize is that, yeah, from a horizontal standpoint, this support is also held pretty well. And we've got, two levels of support coming into confluence, and that should be able to create a very strong level of support right there. We'll get into how high we get if we bounce out of that level there. But I just wanted to show you one more indicator here that I'm looking at on the daily time frame, and this has also been, almost true for the last few times that we have gotten to these levels on the relative strength index by there. I think it's very clear that just like this moment was, or this moment was in here, this thing is trying to find a bottom. And I know that, maybe a lot of people don't believe that the 30 mark can be a good level of support. You need to dip into like oversold territory, like we're talking about 25% or something like that on the RSI. But in a bull run, that's not really the case. I mean, getting to 30 in most cases is actually enough. So I'm looking at the RSI, it's at a bottom, and I'm also looking at the price here holding that horizontal support, and I think that is great. After breaking a downtrend of 190 days, I think this is something that is very much significant. So I mean, naturally speaking, you want to be seeing this RSI start to do something like this, right? And this basically is translating to you that the price is going to be pumping towards the upside. What happened here with yen is something that is actually very healthy, because what it just did basically is to reset this RSI, which had gotten into like an overbought territory. So now that we have cleaned most of the crazy liquidity, then I think we are ready for another pump towards the upside. But I mean, this obviously is not only specific to Xcn, because it doesn't exist in a bubble. We've got a lot of supporting ideas from elsewhere across the market, right? So maybe if I just want to refer to something that everybody understands here is the Bitcoin dominance chart, and what you see right there is really, really basic, right? So remember, the last exciting bull run that we had in the crypto market was back in 2021, right? Now, this is where the Bitcoin dominance totally collapsed, and we saw altcoins really flying towards the upside. Guess what? Where we are sitting today is exactly that same spot, but today we actually have got a little bit of a spice, because what we have done, if we just try to zoom it nice and easy here, is that of course you've got that horizontal support, I mean previous support, to be honest with you, now acting as resistance, and we've got a few red candles by there. Maybe I should have done this on a lower time frame. Maybe we can go to the 4-hourly time frame here, and I mean to the 8-hourly, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about, that this was previous support, now it's acting as resistance. I really think that if we start dropping below 59% here on the Bitcoin dominance, I mean, it's really off to the races, because these things, when they happen, they don't take time, right? Which is great news, obviously, if you're an Xcn holder, because what it means is that you're not going to be waiting longer for your BEX to be morning. I mean, take a look at this. This happens very, very fast. So I'm anticipating something like this to happen also very much in a very short space of time, because I mean, you have seen this structure, and we joke about it time and again in crypto, saying that when the price is going towards the upside here, it goes up with an escalator, but when it starts plunging right here, it just takes the elevator towards the downside. Now in this situation, this is so much to our advantage, because when we see that Bitcoin dominance drop, we are likely going to be seeing Xcn do something that is special right there. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about our price targets here for this Onyxcoin price, because that's the reason why we are doing analysis, right? Obviously, we have had a great run from the bottom, and I think for now the price has found enough time to consolidate a little bit, and we're going to be ready for the next push towards the upside. Yes, let's cut that price target from the very top. We are using our Fibonacci retracement to until the bottom here. And what we are anticipating is a full Fibonacci scale, and that is, in most cases the standard. So in terms of numbers, we'll be anticipating here, I would say the golden ratio 1.618 Fibonacci extension level, that is right around 8 cents, 7.5 cents as one of the main price targets here. But then again, I'm also anticipating the full scale, as I mentioned a few moments ago, that 20 cents is also a price target that I'm looking forward to. So there are just two of them, 8 cents and as high as 19, 18, 20 cents thereabout here for. We have had things like that happen before. If you go back to 2017 and take a look at the one that XRP had here, it was really a great one, and people thought that it was over in here, but the chart was basically just consolidating, finding more strength, and then it went for this huge run once again. I think it is pretty much the same thing that is happening with Onyxcoin. Nobody really talks about it much these days as compared to what it was, I think, a few months back when it was really, really hot. So I think we are gonna be done with this. Everything is looking okay. I could have also talked about things like Ethereum and a whole bunch of other confluence that we can talk about, but for now I think we have a feel of where the Onyx price is at this point. Before I go, let me show you this fantastic activity that we have secured for the CryptoFront community with Bitunix. If you just go ahead and start using the exchange, you can go ahead and claim up to $1,000, and this is very much realistic, right? So how is this possible? Just registering on the exchange and confirming your email and probably your phone number also gets you just a $10 right there, right? If you go ahead and start depositing, you can get in some good amount of money right there. For example, if you deposit $50, you get $5. Okay, if you deposit $1,000, you get 200 USDT as well, and $2,500 gets you $500. This is where the $500 comes in. And that's not the end. If you continue trading on the exchange with no limits, by the way, they don't have any restrictions, okay, if you deposit, you're not going to be able to withdraw your money. No, it's not the case. So more trading on the exchange, both futures and spot, gets you up to $500. So all in all, we're looking at 500 plus 500, $1,000. And on top of that, $10. So that's $1,010 that you can just go ahead and claim today if you wish. I have gone on to put the link in the description. But one thing that I have to stress here is that please make sure that you use the code UGYY as your ref code, because as you can see, this is specific to the CryptoFront community. So they have to know that you are coming from our direction. So I want to thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, please delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and I will see you on the next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.